Today we're going to be putting this paneling down. So what I'll do is I've got two sheets to cover all this. I'll pull both of them out, measure the distance across both sides and 4 feet up, make sure we have the right distance. I'll trim the width to match in here, and then I may have to take the old floor up there a little bit, pry it up a little bit because they're stapled in, so I can get the new tongue and groove to slide up underneath there, because it'd be kind of tight otherwise. So I'll probably pry those up a little bit so I have a little bit of slack, slide the new one in, mark where the studs are at, and then cut the next one, and then we'll have to trim it to length down here. I think it's going to be a little bit long, so that we'll be trimming that. So let's go get the plywood out and we'll measure the distance, and then we'll cut that sheet. All right, we're in a little bit of a problem. The tongue on the old plywood didn't really match up with the new one, so they weren't going to fit very well. So I cut the tongue off, and then I put in some supports here to support that. Put a couple screws, pieces of the cutoff I did put in here, so I put that all the way around down here. And then when I slide this up, I'll have a couple screws in these boards here as well as into here, so that should support that just fine back here. Now when I come back to this one, because it's the same tongue and groove, they'll fit together real nice. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to get this slid up where it needs to be. I'm not going to fasten it down just yet. That way I have room to take the new one and slide it in and get it to fit before I nail it all down, or actually screw it all down. A little update on where we're at. I got the first piece cut and fitted in there. It's not fastened down. Remember, there's no tongue and groove on that side. I may have to lift that up to get these tongue and grooves here to fit. But I've got a little bit here. I'm fitting it underneath here and over here. So I'm sliding it. So what I'm doing is I have a board on the end of here, and then in order to get it to slide underneath there, I just kind of hit the board. You can see it slides a little bit. Move down to the other end. You can see it moves. Each time it moves just a little bit. So I'll finish doing that, and we'll see what it goes from there. The floor is down, and I've put marks. Can't see them very well with the red lines where the studs were to fasten to. And now I'm going to go ahead and screw it down. I'm not going to staple it down. I have a stapler, but I'm going to just put the screws down. I think it's going to be just as easy than trying to get the air compressor out and everything else. So I'm just going to put screws down. It actually makes it pretty solid. So next thing I do is I'll put the screws in, and then comes the diamond plate is the next thing. Okay, remember how I put those little boards in between the rafters? I got 2 screws here. I'm going to go ahead and screw into each of the studs there, and I'm going to put 2 more screws into that support there. So I'll do that all the way along. That should make this nice and even. So that's the only thing different I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take and run screws down this line. And I don't need to do too many of them, probably every foot or so. All the screws are in now. I've got it all anchored down. So now the floor is all in, nice and solid. No soft spots anymore, no leaks. So this should last, well, as long as we're going to have the camper, that's for sure. Now I just have to put the diamond plate down. Have the diamond plate out there. I'll start bringing that in. There's 2 sheets. This one here goes in here. I'll just have to make sure that's in the right spot. I don't think I moved it, but I'll bring the next one in, put that in. But that'll be the next video, is putting the diamond plate down and fasten it in.